am Heather Brown, and I'm an advisor in strategic pricing. And today we are going to talk about retail pricing solutions and putting all the pieces together. We're going to cover the retail pricing components, the retail pricing strategy for the customer, and Cardinal Health's tiered retail pricing solution as well. So starting out with the retail price components. So the retail price is composed of three parts: the retail label code, the multiplier, and the calculation type. So the retail label code is basically the base cost that the markup is attaching to. So the retail price adds on to the base price. And there's a couple different options. There's the customer base price, which is normal acquisition. That is what the customer normally pays on a daily basis. So it takes out contracts. The customer actual acquisition is what they're paying right as of today. So if they're attached to a contract right now, their price is going to change. So that adds a little bit of volatility to their retail price. So we generally, as you can see with the star, generally recommend the customer base price because it's a little bit more stable. So it doesn't fluctuate with contract pricing because we have some promotions that change from month to month. So the retail price could change every month. So the next part is the multiplier, and that identifies literally the amount that you want to mark up or the amount of margin that you want on top of that base price. So if you want a 40% markup or a 40% margin, that would go there. The final indicator is the calculation type. So that's just indicating whether you are using gross margin or markup percent. So the calculations are two different things. Customers can use them interchangeably, so you have to know what they mean. You have to clarify because they're going to result, if they want a gross margin and they say they want a markup, it's going to result in a totally different retail price. So it's important to clarify what they want, and all of those prices have to go in the system for the customer to get a retail price. There are a couple additional components on top that don't apply every time. So the product selling unit conversion, which is the sticker quantity. This is if we sell the product out to the customer as a case, say a case of paper towels, 24 count, but they're selling it to the customer as eaches, so singles. We would need, the sticker quantity is going to tell you there should be 24 stickers. So what that does is that divides the base price, the actual customer's cost, divided by, in this case, 24, to make sure that we have the correct unit of measure for the retail price, because they're going to want their price to be based on the each, not the case price. Then another component is the specified rounding. The default is 0, so that means basically 0 across the board. That basically means that the customer is, if the calculated retail price is $2.82, that's what's going on the sticker, $2.82. Now, a lot of customers would want that. They would want it to end in 9. So they would want this setup. It actually rounds anything that is 4 and, I'm sorry, actually in this case it's 3 and above, rounds it up to 9. Anything that ends in 2 or lower, it's going to round it down to 9. So everything ends in 9. And this is just for the last digit. Some people say, oh, can I make everything end in 99? No, we don't have the capabilities, but we can end it in 9. So when you're talking to your customer about the retail pricing strategy, there's a couple things you need to talk to them about. Their store positioning. So what is their image? Who's their competition around them? Do they have 10 CVS's in the 4-mile radius? Are they in a rural area? Are they in a tourist area? Are they the only game in town? These are all important for knowing where they should be priced. Also, what is their pricing intent? Are they wanting to be best value price? Or are they wanting to be, lower and stay very competitive? Or are they going to do high-low, where the prices are just a little higher and they do really low discounts on their promotions and such. And they should be reviewing this strategy pretty regularly. We recommend at least twice a year, but at least once a year, twice a year is going to be a lot better. They want to make sure they remain competitive within their area. So image items. these are the items that are highly promoted, frequently purchased, and then the average consumer is going to be able to identify the retail price. These are your milk and bread of the pharmacy. This is, consumer walks in, they're going to know what milk should be priced at, what bread should be priced at, and they're going to see that and they're going to say, you know what, that seems kind of high, and they're going to assume that everything else in your store is priced a little bit higher. So that kind of drives the customer's impression of the store. So that's why you have to be really spot on and competitive with your image items. Those are the important ones. Cardinal Health can provide customer sales out information to identify the specific top selling items for the customer, the image items for that. They should also be doing their own price shops. They should be comp shopping fairly frequently, again, at least twice a year. Look at their competition ads, checking competition pricing, and that brings us to the Quick Shop. So the Quick Shop helps out with competitive pricing by providing retail pricing information for 25 image items across multiple categories. So our partner, Hamaker, puts together this list of 25 items, and they're all, like I said, image items. These are all good selling items, and what they do is it's an Excel file, and they list the they list the items, and then they have blank spots for you to fill in your competitor's price. So that you can go to CVS and say, okay, they're selling this for $2.89, the Kroger's selling it for $2.29, and then it lists the tiered retail, the different prices for the tiers all the way across, so you can see for all those 25 items where your competitors are landing in those prices and help you decide where you want to fall. Do you want to be higher than the Kroger? Do you want to be priced with the CVS? That's going to give you all the prices. There's no cost to the customer for that, and it is posted on the ISF portal on a monthly basis. It's updated every month. So into the tiered retail price solution. This is Cardinal Health's solution that provides competitively researched price strategies. There's 3 national retail price strategies and 2 tiers, B and A, in each strategy. They're not based on geography. They use market conditions and competition, so they're not specific to LA. So LA is not going to have 6 tiers, and then rural Indiana have 6 tiers. We have 6 tiers that encompasses the whole U.S. So LA is probably going to choose the higher price tier, whereas rural Indiana is probably going to want to choose the lower end. But they're very competitive and they're well researched. And each tier has an estimated average margin rate. So it's not a flat markup or a flat margin rate on everything. You may have 6 items in pain relief, and one of them is going to be at 30% and one of them is going to be at 40%, but they come down and they average at 35% across all items in the tier. They'll have high and low margin items due to the image items and price sensitivity. So, your Advil 40 count is a high image item. It's going to be priced more competitively. It's going to have a lower margin than, your shampoo that nobody buys. It's going to have a higher retail just because it's competition, quite honestly. So this is another tool we have to help the customer decide what tier they should be on. So we have the strategies at the top: price focus, value, and convenience. And then there's 2 tiers, B and A. And they go from price focus is the lowest average gross margin to convenience being the highest gross margin percentage. Anywhere from 21 to 39%. Again, that's an average across all items. And this helps them say, okay, this is roughly where the margin percentage range I want to be, the competition I have. So if they're looking at price focus B, that means they have a mass merchandiser, they have maybe a Walmart, whereas a value B is just going to have like a Kroger, maybe a drug chain in there. They're going to want to be looking at the value tiers. And then convenience, they may have no competition. If they're looking at the competitive level of no competition. These are your tourist areas, you know, your Hilton Heads that don't know, they can sell things for whatever they want, basically, because people need to buy them. They're just necessity. So this is a tool you can print out and show your customer and help them decide where they need to be. So a little bit more information about our pricing strategy. There are over 17,000 items priced in the tiered retail pricing solution, including branded OTC, leader items, selected generic OTC items, planogrammed HHC items, and then bonus pack, special pack, leader, and OTC products. As I mentioned, leader brand pricing is included in that. They deliver about 40% gross profit on that, and the retails are based on their national brand equivalents. So there's spreads and ranges depending on the tier based on their national brand equivalents. There's a monthly fee associated with the program. If you're doing pricing only, retail pricing only, it's $55 a month. And if you're doing the planogram program as well in the FEPM, Front End Product Management, the cost is $89 a month. The tiered retail pricing strategy also offers the flexibility to, we call it tier jumping by category. So let's say your neighbor down the street has baby care items for lower. You're priced in convenience A, and they have really low prices on baby care. You can say, you know what, I need to be better priced on baby care, but I really want to preserve that tiered retail pricing, the spreads between the private label, and not just do a flat markup to change that category. You can actually jump the just baby care category down to, like, say, a price focus B and still maintain those spreads and be at a much more competitive price point for just those categories. For additional resources for any of these retail pricing strategies, we have an electronic order guide, which gives full listings of the retail prices. And then there's electronic summary of monthly price changes that is posted every month. On the My Retail Advantage site, they have planogram listings and other resources. And then the cost and price change report, which is a vital report for maintaining your stickers and POS systems, making sure, that they are aligned correctly. So that covers what I have. Does anybody have any questions? No? All right, well, thank you for your time. I'm Heather Brown, and thank you. Have a good day.